Okay, hi everybody. Yeah, I'm going to do a short series here now on tagging, and that was the subject of the lesson in third year yesterday. And we went through tagging, and a few anomalies cropped up there, and I didn't have the answer, so I went looking. So on Yammer, I've put up a kind of an explanation of the information that I had found out. And so that's on your third year Yammer as well here now. Okay, expand that out. So the basis of my conundrum was the fact that, Uniclass 2015 is such a valuable resource. But we were finding it difficult yesterday to be able to tag the Uniclass coding systems. And so I was wondering why that was. So I sent a message out to some Revit professional colleagues, and I got some great information back. And what they are saying is that uniclass information is regarded as metadata, so it's data that sits in the background. Now it can be harvested, and it can be harvested via schedules and other methodologies, but it does not need to be tagged. Okay, so that's good in the sense that that takes that out of the equation altogether, because we were going about that in a very convoluted way in terms of trying to create shared parameters and bring them into the project and all that. It was just no, it was just taking too long, and so that in itself was a pointer in the direction to be able to say that no, maybe you shouldn't be tagging this uniclass information. And we had a look at the BIM interoperability tools, the classification manager application itself, which is still very valuable because the uniclass codes that are generated within your Revit model, if you like, become a link ID to COBie data. All right. So one of the exercises that we will be doing in fourth year is delving into COBie. And what COBie is basically is a construction operations building information exchange, and it is a central kind of location for all the important information that the facilities manager or the building owner would need in order to run his building efficiently. And the collation of that information starts from day one, from when you start the project. And the design team is responsible for a percentage of that, and the construction team is responsible for the rest of it, you could say, in one sense. But if you are setting up a Revit project to set it up uh, proper, uh, properly, you would have in mind, the end in mind at the beginning, in the sense that you would set up your COBie application within the Revit model, and then you would start to populate the building elements with the uniclass information. All right. Now, the assembly codes, and we saw the assembly codes yesterday, are similar but different. And one of the differences is that the assembly codes seem to be system parameters, so they're actually built into Revit and into all of the system and loadable families. And so there is a really strong hint for you that perhaps this is information that could be tagged. Now, the bit that was kind of had a difficulty for me was that within Revit, under our standard Revit template, it was referring into an assembly code system which was based in for US projects, right? It was the uniformat classification. And so that I there's no point in us using information that is not relevant to the zone that we live in. And under the ISO 19650, it recommends that we use Uniclass. So one of my professional colleagues was able to point me in the direction of a Uniclass 2050 assembly code file. And in part two, I'm going to show you where that is. I'm going to show you how to load that into the project.